In today's top 5, we have multiple young baseball players whose cards have gone up 200%, 300%, 400%, 500%, or even more in the last 30 days. But we've got some other sports with cards going up as well. We'll tell you all about them now. Hello, sports card investors, and welcome to another Top 5 Tuesday. This is the week of the NFL draft. So get your Bowman U football cards ready because we're probably going to see some wild price swings with some of those cards when the NFL draft happens here in a few days. But that's still a few days away. So in today's top 5, we've got a lot of the other sports to talk about, and there are some wild price swings in those sports as well. And of course, today's top 5 is sponsored by Whatnot. Whatnot has awesome live auctions every day and night starting at just $1 for packs, boxes, breaks, singles, and more. It's a lot of fun. And if you scan the QR code on your screen or use this special link in our show description below, you'll get $15 in free credit when you sign up for Whatnot. Cards HQ is live on Whatnot every single day across 4 different channels. We would love for you to join us on Whatnot. All right, let's start today's show by taking a quick look at the overall sports card market with the Market Pulse by Market Movers. Over the last 7 days, the SCI 500 index of 500 of the most prominent sports cards is down ever so slightly. It's down 0.2%. It is also down 0.2% over the last 30 days, but still up on the year overall, up 2.5% since January 1st. We are entering what is typically a little bit of a slower period for sports cards as the spring ends and the summer starts. The sports card market typically is a little bit quieter, but then as you get deeper into the summer and you've got the National coming around, and then of course the start of football season, and you got some NBA championships and stuff in between, and some NHL championships in between. Cards will typically get hot around those times. So actually might not be a bad time right now while the market is slightly cool to pick up a few cards for your collection. But now let's talk about the cards that are going up and down the most. It is time for today's top 5. We're starting today with a cold card as we do every week, and wow, a big name in the cold card spot today. Today it is Cooper Flagg, the forward formerly of the Duke Blue Devils, now soon to be the number 1 pick in the NBA draft. Now you guys probably know Flagg at 6'9" is an elite two-way player, and everyone considers him to be a lock for that number 1 pick in the draft. He wrapped up his first season, his only season with Duke, as a freshman, averaging over 19 points per game, 7.5 rebounds per game, over 4 assists per game, and 1.4 blocks per game. He won both the ACC Player of the Year and the prestigious Wooden Award for being the best player of the year. What's really interesting, though, about Cooper Flagg, and what gives me a lot of hope for his future, is that this past year, he should have actually been a high school senior. He actually reclassified up a year to go to Duke a year earlier than he was supposed to. So he was younger than the other freshmen, yet he still dominated the college game, even being a year younger than everybody else. So I think Cooper Flagg is going to be absolutely the real deal in the NBA, even though he was not able to get Duke to the finals, which I'm pretty thankful for because, of course, my Florida Gators got to play Houston and we picked them off. Who knows what would have happened if we had to play Cooper Flagg in Duke. It would have been fun to see. But it didn't work out for Cooper Flagg, but certainly his NBA career, I do think, is going to work out. But what is not working out right now are his card prices. Guys, look at this. Now, this is the last 30 days, this chart in Market Movers. Now, I got to preface this a little bit, right? So 5 of these cards are these 2024 Bowman Chrome University cards in raw condition. And this is a little bit unfair, because Bowman Chrome University released right before the Final Four. I think the day before the Final Four, this set came out. Any new set that comes out and releases, typically the cards sell for the most on day 1 and then they start to trail off. So you will often see card values go down after a new set releases. With Cooper Flagg, that's been especially exaggerated because of the fact that Duke got eliminated the day after this set came out. and they didn't make it to the finals, and they didn't win the championship of the NCAA tournament. So that caused his cards to go extra down. And you can see that all of these variations, wow, look at all these variations here. The green shimmer refractor in raw condition down 62% over the last 30 days, or really since its release. That black wave refractor we were looking at a minute ago down 58%. The purple lava refractor from 2024 Bowman Chrome University down 61%. The regular refractor down 61% about as well. And the X-fractor down 71.5% since it originally came out at the beginning of April. So all of those cards have taken a nosedive. Now, his cards that have been out for longer, like his 2024 Bowman U Now, these ones haven't dipped as much. The PSA 10 of this 2024 Bowman U Now #1, it is down 20% over the last 30 days, but not as much of a dip. Some of the other Bowman U's graded that were in shorter supply are actually slightly up over the last 30 days. So not all of his stuff is down, but you can see how certainly a lot of it has nosedived, particularly that new Bowman Chrome U product since it was released. But it won't be long until he's the #1 pick in the draft. And I imagine once that happens, some of these cards will start to pick back up again. And in the long term, I'm pretty bullish on Cooper Flagg. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Now it's time for our investment card of the week, and we're going with one of the greatest, maybe the greatest of all time in the world of soccer, Pele. Yes, Pele is, of course, not just one of the most revered figures in soccer history, but all of sports history. He played over 1,300 games, scoring nearly 1 goal per game throughout his 21-year career. Of course, he passed away a few years ago at the age of 82, and over 230,000 people came to his funeral to pay their respects. The moniker commonly associated with the game of soccer, the beautiful game, was coined in reference to Pele's ability to strike the ball with either foot, utilize jaw-dropping dribbling to get past defenders and create shots for himself or for his teammates. And Pele rose to global prominence in 1958 in that World Cup that year, when he became the youngest player to play in a World Cup final match at just 17 years old. And then, of course, Brazil defeated Sweden 5-2 in the final match of that World Cup behind a 2-goal effort by Pele, one of which became one of the most iconic goals in World Cup history. So many consider Pele the GOAT, and for good reason. Now, what's surprising as we turn our attention over here to market movers is some of his cards are down over the last year. This may be an opportunity to invest in Pele. Now, part of this is probably because he maybe saw some of his prices rise around his death, and soccer was really hot around the last World Cup as well. So a lot of these cards have slid back in the market, and the cards that we're looking at here are all from 1958. I'm not going to begin to pronounce these set names of all of these cards from 1958. But these are cards that are considered to be his rookie cards. Now, there was actually a nice sale of this card in PSA 1 recently. This card is up actually quite a bit in PSA 1 over the last year. But of course, the price of PSA 1 cards could vary quite a bit depending on the eye appeal. So it may just be that a year ago that the eye appeal of that particular sale was low, and the eye appeal of the more recent sales was higher. Because the same card in PSA 2, PSA 3, they are down a bit, 17% and 16% respectively over the last year. Here's another popular rookie card of Pele. In PSA 4, this one down almost 36% over the last year. There was a sale real recently of this card in PSA 4 condition of around $4,500. Here's another one of his 1958 cards. This one down almost 57% over the last year in PSA 9 condition. And then finally, another one of his 1958 cards. This one about even, down just 1% over the last year. Recent sale of this card in PSA 5 condition at close to $5,000. So, you know, I think long term, these Pele cards do make intriguing investment opportunities, especially right now when the market is down. Might not be a bad place to park a few of your sports card dollars. But now let's turn our attention to players playing today. In the number 5 spot, it is Matthew Knies, the forward for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Yes, Knies had a great performance in Game 1 of the playoffs, scoring a goal en route to a 6-2 victory over the Ottawa Senators. He's taken a big step up in his third season, doubling his goals scored and increasing his assists by 50%. He recorded his first career hat trick in January, and Knies has also solidified himself along the top stars on those Maple Leafs, Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner. And this has the Maple Leafs rushing to sign him to a long-term extension before Knies becomes a free agent on July 1st. So this has his cards, all of this has his cards going up. We're looking here in Market Movers. This is Matthew Knies' 2023 Upper Deck Young Guns base card. We're gonna look at that one in PSA 10 and in PSA 9 condition. And finally, his Future Watch auto card from 2023, SP Authentic, numbered to $9.99. We'll look at that one in raw condition. You can see on the chart, all three up a bit over the last 30 days. In fact, his Upper Deck Young Guns in PSA 10 has jumped from $156 all the way up to $285 over the last 30 days. In PSA 9, it's gone up from around $33 to around $40, and that SP Future Watch Auto in raw condition has jumped from $190 up to $238 in the last 30 days. It's a nice time to be holding Knies cards. We've got a lot of baseball in today's list, and we're starting our baseball run in the number 4 spot with Nick Kurtz, the first baseman for the Las Vegas Aviators, the AAA affiliate of the Oakland A's. Well, that is until the other day when the A's announced that Kurtz was going to be up in the big leagues. Kurtz was the 4th overall pick of the 2024 Major League Baseball draft. He is a 6'5" lefty who is terrorizing opposing pitching. He did that back at Wake Forest, certainly for 3 years, and he is now raking in AAA with a .321 average and 7 home runs in his last 84 at-bats. Now, the A's are currently 10-12 in the AL West, but that puts them just 3 games behind the division-leading Texas Rangers. So maybe Kurtz will, with the addition of Kurtz, maybe Kurtz will empower the A's to perhaps catch up and challenge for that division. We'll see what happens. Let's take a look at Nick Kurtz's prices here. In Market Movers, we're going to look at his 2024 Bowman Draft. This is his Chrome Draft Picks Auto, his first Bowman Auto card. We're going to look at that in raw condition. We're also going to look at the refractor version of that card as well in raw condition. And we're going to look at the refractor non-auto in PSA 10 condition from 2024 Bowman Draft. And then finally, we're going to look at the Bowman Draft Sapphire Edition raw non-auto card as well. And over the last 30 days, these are all up quite a bit, anywhere from around 67% all the way up to 266%. Big time increases here. The raw of his first Bowman Draft Auto has jumped from $73 to $222, and the refractor over the last 30 days has jumped from $160 to $343. Huge gains. The PSA 10 of his non-auto refractor has jumped from $53 to around $88. And his Sapphire edition from 2024 Bowman Draft Raw has jumped from around $7 up to about $25. Big time increases for Nick Kurtz. We have another emerging baseball star in the number 3 spot today. It is Kairen, the second baseman for the Los Angeles Angels. Now, a few years ago, Paris was a very highly rated prospect, especially following his 2023 minor league campaign, where he had an .810 OPS and 44 stolen bases at the age of 21. But 2024 didn't go so well for Paris. He had a poor minor league year. He had bad stats. He played for the Angels in 21 games last season, but got just 7 hits in 58 plate appearances in the majors. But this year, Paris seems to have completely turned things around. He made some adjustments to his swing. He's batting almost .290 with 5 home runs and 5 stolen bases in 19 games played so far this season. He has elite speed and strong defense. He could become one of the top players in the league because he's already there right now with his barrel percentage and his hard hit percentage. So the advanced analytics like Paris. And there's some sports card investors and collectors that like him as well because his prices are shooting up. Look at this in Market Movers, guys. We're going to look at Paris's 2019 Bowman Draft. We're going to look at the blue refractor of his first Bowman Auto in raw condition. And then we're going to jump to his 2024 rookie cards. We're going to look at his 2024 Topps Chrome Black Auto in raw condition. We'll look at his Topps Chrome Gold Refractor in raw condition, and we're going to look at his Topps Chrome Sapphire Edition Autograph numbered to 199 in raw condition. Doesn't matter which card you look at, they're all up a ton. Anywhere between 300% and 586% in the last 30 days. Now, these were cheap cards to begin with. Some of them were, but they've jumped a lot. His 2019 Bowman Draft Blue Refractor Auto in raw condition jumped from $32 to $180 in the last 30 days. His 2024 Topps Chrome Black Auto, you could have picked that card up for $7 30 days ago. It most recently sold for $48. Wow. His 2024 Topps Chrome Gold Refractor out of 50 non-auto raw condition jumped from $15 all the way up to $75 over the last 30 days. And his 2024 Topps Chrome Auto from Sapphire jumped from around $21 to $86 in raw condition over the last 30 days. Those are some big time increases for Kairen Paris. We've got a New York Yankee in the number 2 spot today. It is Ben Rice, the designated hitter for the Yankees. Now, Ben Rice was not a highly touted prospect. He was drafted in the 12th round of the 2021 Major League Baseball draft. But last year, Rice made his MLB debut. He played in 50 games with the Yankees, but didn't do great. He had just a 171 average last year, 7 home runs, and he had a negative WAR last year. But this year during spring training, he started to emerge. He hit 5 home runs in 62 at-bats, and Rice has carried that momentum into the regular season. As one of the biggest nice surprises of the year, he's certainly been contributing to the Yankees' hot start. They're 14-9 so far this season, and Rice is doing that by batting .292 in 19 games played with 5 home runs and 2 stolen bases. He is also currently 9th in OPS plus in all of Major League Baseball. So you can imagine his cards, they're going up. Let's take a look here in Market Movers. This is 4 of Ben Rice's cards from 2025, starting with his 2025 Topps Series 1 Gold out of 2025. So by the way, those of you who have ripped Series 1 or maybe are still buying Series 1, make sure to check for Ben Rice cards, because if you got his Gold out of 2025, that card is up 101% in the last 30 days. You could have picked that card up for $11 30 days ago. Most recently sold for $22. Actually, sales on this card as high as $34 in raw condition. Also, his Gold Rainbow card from 2025 Topps Series 1, that card has jumped 252% in the last 30 days. You could have bought that card 30 days ago for $31. Last sale, $109 on that card. His 2025 Topps Golden Mirror Image Variation Super Short Print in raw condition. That card up around 29%. That was $105 30 days ago, most recently sold for $135. And then finally, his 2025 Flagship Real One Autographs Gold Foil out of 50 from Topps Series 1. That card up almost 55% in the last 30 days. That was a $380 card 30 days ago. Most recently sold for $587. What a big month for Ben Rice and his cards. All right, it is time for today's number 1 card, but before I give it to you, let me remind you that all of the charts and graphs from today's show are from Market Movers. Market Movers is the ultimate way to track your collection, and we are making collection tracking even easier in Market Movers. We have been rolling out with updates to the desktop version of Market Movers that have made collection tracking quite a bit easier. We've got updates to the app in the works as well. Market Movers is the best way to track your collection and track the price. Look up the price of any card and you can try it for free. Just go to sportscardinvestor.com and click Market Movers in the main menu bar, or go to the App Store on your phone and search Market Movers. Get it today. All right, here we are. The number 1 card of the week. Hey, it's another young up-and-coming baseball player. That has been the theme of the week. And this week it is Tyler Soderstrom, the first baseman for the Oakland Athletics. He has been so hot this year. Of course, Soderstrom was the first round pick in the 2020 Major League Baseball draft, and he made his Major League debut in 2023. But that year he batted just .160. He had a negative WAR over his first 45 games. But last year he was somewhat improved. Soderstrom had 9 home runs over 61 games last season. But there weren't a whole lot of people that thought he was going to be this good this year. So far this year, Soderstrom leads Major League Baseball with 9 home runs in his first 22 games. Now, there are some concerns about his swing and miss rates, leading to a fair number of strikeouts, but right now he is doing his best to keep the A's in playoff contention amidst the turmoil of that team's pending move to Las Vegas. So it's good that the A's have a bright spot and a rising young star. They've actually got a nice young lineup there in Oakland, but Soderstrom in particular, a rising young star who will make the move with that team and possibly be a future star in Vegas. Let's look at some of his cards here in Market Movers, and we're going to go back to 2020 to look at his 2020 Bowman draft. This is his first Bowman auto card. We're going to look at that one in PSA 10 condition. We're also going to look at Sapphire Edition non-auto from 2020 Bowman draft in PSA 10 condition. And then we're going to look at that one in PSA 9 condition as well. And then we're going to look at the refractor version of his 2020 Bowman Draft Picks first auto card in PSA 9 condition. And then finally, we're going to jump to his 2024 year, his rookie cards. In 2024 Topps Chrome Sapphire Edition, we're going to look at his autographed green out of 99 color match in PSA 10 condition. All of these cards up a lot over the last 30 days. Let's take a look here at what they're all doing in Market Movers. Big triple-digit percentage gains. His 2020 Bowman Draft Chrome First Auto in PSA 10 condition jumped from $139 to $309 over the last 30 days. And the Sapphire Edition non-auto in PSA 10 jumped from $40 to $93, and in PSA 9 from $10 to $22 over the last 30 days. His 2020 Bowman Draft Chrome Draft Picks Auto in PSA 9 condition, the refractor, jumped from $75 to $225 over the last 30 days. And finally, the green out of 99 from 2024 Topps Chrome Sapphire Edition, the autograph PSA 10. This one jumped from $130 all the way up to $400 over the last 30 days. Some pretty impressive increases for Soderstrom. All right, what did you guys think of today's Top 5? Let me know in the comments. Make sure you have liked and subscribed. We certainly appreciate it when you do that. And go grab Market Movers, guys. Go to sportscardinvestor.com and click Market Movers in the main menu bar, or download the Market Movers app to your phone from the App Store today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon with our next episode. Take care.